Hey there, Bolters. Do you ever struggle with product decisions? You may be asking yourself, should I go with landing page A or should I go with landing page B? Which of these is going to convert to a higher sign up amongst my users? Or you may be rolling out an experimental feature and you're not sure if it's going to click with your users or not. In this video, we're going to learn how to integrate PostHog into your app. This is an analytics and A/B testing platform, and it basically helps you test different variants and then monitor the success of each of those. This is a fantastic way to quantitatively test the assumptions that you have about your product and use data to make the right decisions going forward. So let's dive into it. I've chosen PostHog for this demo because they have quite a wide variety of features on their free plan, such as session replays, experiments, feature flags, and they've got generous free usage limits. That said, there are a variety of tools out there, and feel free to use whichever you're more comfortable with. Once we've created our account, let's go ahead and create a new project. Let's go to the onboarding wizard. We'll select React because it's a React project. And we've got these 5 manual installation steps. Now, because the Bolt agent is quite capable, let's select all of this and we're going to copy that to our clipboard. It's a slightly complicated multi-step process, so I'm going to change over to Opus 4.6. Please install PostHog into my project, follow the steps below, and we'll paste all of those steps we just copied for context to the agent. We'll put it in plan mode, and we'll send it off. It's created a plan to do so. Now we'll implement this plan. While that's working, let's have a look at the project that we're working on. This is a customer feedback portal. Here we can look at the feedback from our customers. There's nothing just yet, so we're going to submit a request. It's prompting us to sign up. We'll create our account, and now we can submit feature requests. These features can be upvoted by other users and they can be commented on. So the prompt's complete and it's saying that it's implemented PostHog. So let's jump back into PostHog itself. Now in the bottom, it says installation complete. So the Bolt agent completely did that in one shot. I'm going to leave all of these on and press next. And yes, let's enable session replays. Now we can connect other data sources for better insights. Let's say you've got a Stripe account, you can query these alongside your product data and find correlations. But we're just going to skip this for now and finish. Now that we have PostHog connected, let's set up our first event here in Bolt. A PostHog event is effectively a digital footprint. It's tracking a user action such as clicking a button or signing in. This is where we can ask ourselves, what do we want to track? Now, the first thing I want to think about is getting users to sign up to our app. Let's quickly log out. Now you'll notice that users can sign up either by clicking this to open the modal, they can click sign up for free, that opens the modal. Also in the feedback board, they can try and upvote a feedback item, again prompting them to log in, or creating a comment. So there's a variety of ways that they can open this modal. I would like to track how many of our website visitors are actually creating an account and which of these methods are leading them to do so. So here's our prompt. I would like to set up PostHog to track all new visitors that come to my site. If they navigate between different pages, this should still only count as one new visitor. I would also like to track the amount of users who create an account or log in. Notice that sign in and sign out modals can be triggered via a variety of different methods, such as the sign in button or clicking an upvote or trying to leave a comment. When a user signs up or creates an account, please track these different methods as a property within the event. It's a little bit wordy. Let's enhance the prompt. Let's plan it out and send it off. Here's the plan. The core implementation will add a lightweight authentication trigger, which basically captures why the authentication modal was opened. It then fires 2 different custom events, user signed in and user signed up. So let's pay attention and remember these. It all looks good, so let's implement the plan. Agent's finished working, now let's test it out. We'll come into the feedback board. Let's try and upvote a feature. Now it's prompting us to sign up. So let's do so, and we'll sign in. Now, let's see if that's worked. We'll jump over back into PostHog. So to have a look through all of our events, we can come into the activity panel. Now, here we can see, we'll reload our events, and here we go. The user signed in event that we created in Bolt has now registered and transferred over here into PostHog. We can open this up, and here we've got a wide variety of properties that we can use for data analysis, such as the operating system that the user was on, or the screen height and width. Now, if we scroll down to the bottom, notice that there's a trigger property as well, and here it says upvote. So it's successfully been able to determine that by clicking the upvote is what triggered this event. Let's now test this out for creating an account. We're back in Bolt. Let's sign out. We've got a variety of different ways that we could create an account, either signing in, signing up, upvoting. Let's try something such as replying to a comment. Let's jump back into PostHog. Let's refresh the activity. Sometimes it takes a minute or so for these events to transfer through. Let's refresh this. And here we go. User signed up. Let's look at the properties. And yes, the trigger is comment reply. So it's working great. Now you're probably wondering, how can we do data analysis on these properties? Let's go ahead and do a few more create account and sign in examples so we have a little bit more data to work with, and then I'll show you how. Now that we've simulated a few more users signing in or creating an account, let's come back into PostHog, reload the events. Notice we can actually filter by the events up here. We've signed in 8 times. And we've created 2 new accounts. PostHog has added an AI capability where you can chat directly with your data. So let's ask it, look through all of my user sign-in events. Provide a chart showing the triggers which lead to most user sign-ins. And just like that, the agent has been able to determine that upvote has caused 5 of the sign-ins, comment focus caused 2, and a comment reply caused 1. Understanding this process can open a wide variety of doors when it comes to unlocking user insights and using these to develop your product. Now that we have a basic understanding of how PostHog works and it's connected successfully, let's have a look in experiments. Now, experiments, also known as A/B testing, can be a fantastic way to test 2 different variants and use data to determine which delivers the better results. To create an experiment, let's click this button. Let's do an experiment on our landing page and create 2 different variants. Here's our hypothesis. We believe that the landing page with more social proof will lead to more signups. And continue. We've got the variant keys. The first one is by default called control, and the second has the name test. We can leave it like this. Let's roll out this test to 100% of our audience, and we're going to do a 50-50 split. Now we need to ask ourselves, what determines a successful test? If we're creating 2 different variations of a landing page, we want to be increasing the amount of users that create an account and sign up. So let's use this as our primary metric. Let's click primary metric, single use. We'll leave it as a funnel. And the metric under events is users signed up. Our goal is to increase this. And let's press create, and we'll save this as a draft. We're up to the final step here in PostHog, and this is where it's providing us the code that we can add directly into Bolt. Let's change this over to React, and notice it's providing slightly different code whether we're using the control variant or the test variant. Let's copy the control and prompt it in Bolt. I would like to create a new variation of the landing page so that we can A/B test which is more successful. Please add social proof to the second variant of the landing page. As a developer, I would like to easily swap between both of these landing pages using a toggle in the bottom left. This toggle should not be available on the production site. Note that because Bolt uses Vite under the hood, we can include certain tools on the developer's end that are not visible on the production site. Let's use PostHog to conduct an experiment and monitor the success of each of these landing pages. The goal is to monitor how many users create an account from each. Here are snippets of code from PostHog for you to include in control variant and test variant. Now we'll paste that control variant code. We'll swap over and grab the test variant code and add this in here. Let's plan it out and send it off. Now we've answered the clarifying questions, and let's send off this build. The agent's finished building, and now we can see we've got this little toggle in the bottom left. If we click it, it changes us to the test landing page where you can see more social proof has been added to the page. If we click it again, it changes back to our original landing page. What if we publish this? Here we are on the live site, and notice that we don't have that toggle in the bottom left. So users can't actually change between the 2 landing page variants. With the experiment now running and live, it's a 50-50 split, depending whether we'll land on the control or the test variant of the landing page. If we continuously refresh the page, the browser actually knows that it's the same user, so it's not changing between different variants. But what if we open it in an incognito tab? It's loaded the test variant. So let's go ahead and create an account. With the account created, we'll jump back into PostHog and refresh the page. It looks as though it was able to monitor how many times we've loaded the control page, but it didn't quite work for the test. So let's reprompt it in Bolt. For context, because it includes the feature flag name and the metric itself, I'm going to take a screenshot of this and we'll use this in our prompt. Let's also look in our activity, and here we can see that a user signed up via the hero signup, which was the one we just did. So it did successfully measure the event, but it didn't save it in the experiments. Here's our prompt. I'm testing the PostHog experiment now, and it seems as though we could successfully monitor the control landing page was viewed. However, when we loaded the test page, it didn't successfully track it as being viewed for a user to sign up. The agents implemented a fix, so now let's test this out. Let's make sure to publish our site again. After opening the live site several times in new incognito windows, here we are with the test variant. We'll change to light mode and we'll create an account via voting. The account's created. Now let's jump back to the experiment in PostHog. Here we go. We can see that we've loaded the control page 4 times and none of those times led to a conversion. For the test variant though, we only loaded it once and it led to an account creation. So it shows 100%. I'm sure you can imagine as you get more and more user data that these results become more and more accurate, and you can use these results to determine exactly which of these variants leads to more users signing up. In this video, we've learned all about PostHog and how we can use this as an analytics tool. We've been able to add events into our site with properties as well, and then use their AI to query exactly the questions that we have about this data. Then we've created 2 different variants of the landing page, and we've been able to do A/B testing and create an experiment with a metric assigned to it to determine exactly which of the 2 landing pages leads to higher conversions of users signing up. I hope you found this video useful and can apply some of these techniques into your own project. As always, if there's any content you'd like to learn about, please leave it in the comments below and we'll do our best to get to it. With that, keep on bolting.